Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of A Horse for the Sun by U.R. Ananthamurthy. His full name is Udupi Rajagopalacharya Ananthamurthy and he was born in Shimpaka district in Karnataka on 21st December 1932. He was a writer, critic, professor and journalist. He has won many honors and awards including Padma Bhushan Award. He died on 22nd August 2014. The title A Horse for the Sun refers to the Kannada name for a grasshopper. It is a short story which illustrates the life of Venkata Krishna Josha that is inexplicably intertwined with nature. The story has two main characters, that is Anandu, the narrator, and Venkata. The themes are alienation, moral failure, and the search for authentic existence. The narrator, that is Anandu, is a leading modernist writer with considerable involvement in some forms of left politics, and he is visiting his village. One day at the marketplace, he meets his childhood friend Venkata, whom he has not met in the last 14 years. Although Venkata is older than the author by 5 or 6 years, they had been in the same class at school because Venkata had failed in many classes for many years. Venkata had always been something of good for nothing character and had blossomed into an idiot like figure, irresponsible as far as family was concerned. But if you notice, he is generous in his help to the villagers. The author remembers an incident which happened during his school days. During midnight, they stole the village post box and buried it in the river bank after digging 6 feet deep pit. Next morning, they did not show any sign of the previous day mischief. Police started inquiring. Venkata, without realizing that they are CIDs, said everything to them. Having understood that they are the culprits, the police made them to dig back the pit and carry the post box back to its original place. As a punishment, the police took them to a nearby forest in a lorry and left them there and asked them to walk back to the village. They walked back and they reached their homes only the next day morning. The narrator also remembers another incident. When the narrator was around 8 or 9 years old, he was scared of the river. One day, Venkata brought the narrator to the river without the concern of his mother. When the narrator sank into the river, Venkata immediately saved him from sinking into the water. Now, this sudden encounter in the market made the author nostalgic for the many adventures he had shared with Venkata. So, he decides to visit Venkata's house and spend the day there. Delighted, Venkata offers to give him his celebrated oil bath. Therefore, the narrator and Venkata go to Prabhu's shop to buy Brangamala oil which he uses to give oil bath. Prabhu told Anandu that he had 4 children, 3 daughters who were married off to lawyers and his eldest son died last year. Then Prabhu told the narrator about Venkata's son Subha. Subha is an utter rascal. He didn't study, didn't pass any exam. The other night Subha assaulted the college principal and took his money and spent his money in gambling. Despite hearing this, Venkata doesn't seem dejected and just laughed. But this laughter embarrassed the narrator. Venkata and the narrator walked towards Venkata's house. Seeing the way Venkata is still so very innocent, the narrator said to Venkata, "You are an eternal sucker." And when they were in lower school, Venkata even had a wife because he was elderly at that age. Once, when their maths teacher started to cane him, saying, "You overgrown buffalo," he made a pathetic face and said, "Sir, I am a married man, please don't beat me." He even tried to rub away the chalk smeared over the face of teacher using duster. When the teacher went at him again, he crawled under the table and received the kicks of his teacher. While walking there was an old leaky house. It was the house of Sheshana. Sheshana was very ill and his son was in Bombay. He studied at London and his name was Subramania Shastri. The kind-hearted Venkata used to give food to the ill and old Sheshana. Venkata also had 3 daughters named Shakuntala, Gauri and Ganga. After hearing the plight of Rukku, that is wife of Venkata, the narrator said to Venkata's wife that he would take Subba to Mysore and find him a new job. On hearing his words, the narrator, Rukku, and her daughters were really excited, but this happiness didn't last long. Rukku had preserved jewelry for her daughter's wedding, but Subba had stolen the jewelry, so no one slept that night. At the crack of dawn, the author, waking up to some noise, finds the son Subbu ravaging the beautiful garden cultivated by Venkata's wife and daughters and threatened to chop up whoever goes near him. He begins to see in Subba the nihilism of modernity. The author feels deeply for Venkata and wonders how this incident would have shattered him. A few hours later, when the household is engaged in its early morning activities, he finds Venkata standing by the hens and gazing at something in complete absorption. Going near Venkata, he finds him looking at Suryana Kuduri, a sun's horse or grasshopper. The aesthetic delight that the author shares with Venkata in looking at the sun's horse cannot conceal the fact that their relationship has no chance of being embodied politically. And here ends the story. This is a very moving story about a one person who is so innocent but helpful and kind-hearted in nature. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.